And that's so powerful right there, right? Because you're not relying on Amazon's traffic, you're driving your own traffic. And then later on, if you want to create like a Shopify. Welcome back to my channel. My name is RJ Martinez. And if you guys don't know who I am, let me give you a brief insight of who I am. I've sold over 200K in royalties all time with all my print-on-demand platforms all put together. Merch by Amazon, I'm almost gonna sell over 200K altogether. So probably 250K all time, right? So very, very cool, very exciting. I know what I'm talking about. I've done this for about 3 years already. If you guys get any insight out of this video, make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. Let's get into the content. So in this video, I want to talk about how to rank on the front page of Amazon. So you're asking yourself, how can I rank on the front page of Amazon, right? Okay, so let's say you have a Merch by Amazon product, right? Let's say in this example, a t-shirt, standard t-shirt. So the idea is there's two things, right? There's two things here. The most important thing, right? And it summarizes those two things is the goal is to get on the front page of Merch by Amazon. And how are you going to do that? Okay, let's break it down. All right, so one of the ways to stand out is going to be cross-niching. Cross-niching to me is baseball and let's say St. Patrick's Day. Baseball or Cinco de Mayo, right? That's cross-niching right there. Kind of just mixing like an evergreen niche with the holiday, okay? There's that one way, and then there's sub-niching, which would be like baseball, and then you can kind of just sub-niche into baseball, which would be like softball, or maybe fast pitch, like, you know what I mean? So fast pitch softball, you know what I mean? So there's like different levels to it, and then by you doing that, you can kind of see you're creating less competition for yourself. You're finding the more passionate people that actually will go online because they can't find that like t-shirt design or that t-shirt in store, right? So they'll go online to go make that purchase. And that right there will create less competition for yourself. Also too, when you're designing for these niches, I recommend you do something that you know, okay, like a hobby or something like that. So if you are doing, let's say, baseball, right, and you enjoy it and you know it, right, you cross-niching and doing that type of stuff will help you understand the new phrases, the new sayings, and all that stuff in the niche will basically create less competition for yourself. Because you can test this out and you can be one of the newer phrases on Amazon, and then return, next thing you know it, people are searching for that phrase and you're popping up the first one and you're the only one in. You're the only design right there for that search phrase, and then that's how you just start making money, okay? And of course, you know, you may make 50 or 30 designs and some of them may not hit, and then all of a sudden, you know, that 101 design that you designed actually hit, and all of a sudden that search phrase, people are searching for it, and then next thing you know, it starts going crazy. So like you really don't know it, but the only way that you would know it is by you knowing your niche, right? And knowing like your target audience and all that stuff. And you like kind of like live and breathe in there, right? And you doing that will create less competition because you know all the new sayings. There's always new sayings in different niches, right? Always funny new sayings and stuff like that. People that are always, with everything on all the events and everything going on in the world, there's always a new saying that you can make a design from. For us, it's that simple. Let's say that you're going into a niche and it's gonna be really challenging, right? So you're going into a new niche, and this is number 2. Going into a new niche and there's a lot of competing products with you, right? So you type in a search phrase like Cinco de Mayo shirt, right? And there is a ton of competition. Let's say there's over 10,000 products, right? And you're just like, oh, dang, okay. And you don't realize that you designed for the niche, right? And this is one of the most important things. If you use the right targeted keywords, you can create less competition for yourself. But if you're like a beginner and you're new to this and you go into like a very competitive niche, like Cinco de Mayo niche, and you're gonna see like a ton of shirts pop up for that, you gotta figure out a way, how the heck are you going to be on that front page, right? And this is a little bit more of a challenge. And I know that people that are selling like Merch by Amazon products and stuff like that and are really successful with their merch account, they know how to get on the front page. Is because, you know, they've been doing it for years and years and years, right? There's a few different ways that you can do this. And one of the ways is, of course, running AMS, okay? And then I think number 2 would be like doing influencer shout outs, right? Reaching out to people on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook groups and all that stuff, reaching out to the local community, right? That's kind of like building a relationship with somebody and then creating a t-shirt design and they go do a shout out, right? Or you just reaching out to influencers and figuring out what you can do. One of the ways you can do this is like you just go on Reddit too as well. Like there's so many different ways that you can reach out to people to create a design for them, and then you know they give you a shout out, or you reach a big audience, right? And so you get 100 sales or 10 sales or 15 sales, and that's really cool that if you do that, because next thing you know you're building a relationship with this person. It shouldn't be that hard to do it to another person, right? So it's just like a rinse and repeat process, and it's also too it's kind of hard because you have to got to get this person's attention, right? They're like, well, could I just send, some people are, could I send a message to these people in the DMs? And it's like, no, you can, but are they going to respond to you, right? Some of them do, some of them don't. So you got to figure out a way how to reach them, right? How to get their attention. And one of them would be the DMs or on their lives or whatever it is, right? The goal is to figure out a way to get their attention. You need to figure that out. One way is DMs, one way is to get onto their lives, one way is to email them. Sometimes they'll have the email like, hey, if you want any business or anything like that, please email me, right? So that's one way. But the most important thing is here, okay? You have to make sure that you have a good optimized listing for your Amazon product, okay? This is so important when it comes to before you drive any outside traffic, any AMS, because if you have this together, it's just gonna rank. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna rank for those certain keywords inside your listing. In return, you're gonna get more traffic to your listing. The more traffic you have, the more eyeballs, the more sales, the more conversions. And what does that tell the algorithm? Like you're helping the algorithm make sales by having good keywords. You're helping Amazon, of course, yeah, first of all, but you're telling the algorithm that people love this product, so the algorithm's gonna push your product more. In return, you're gonna get more sales, okay? And you're like, what the heck does that mean? This can be a little bit confusing, so this is why it's so important that you have an awesome optimized listing with solid keywords, okay? This is gonna help you out a ton, and it's gonna make you a ton of money if you do this correctly. Learning how a customer searches on Amazon for a product is one of the ways that I like to think about it. So if you're trying to optimize your listing with good solid keywords, how would the customer search for your product that you're trying to put in front of them? And are you giving them what they want to make the purchase? If you do it that way, you're gonna make a ton of money. Let me repeat myself one more time. So let's say you have, in the title, you have a one long tail keyword, Cinco de Mayo shirt, okay? And then at the end, funny Cinco de Mayo shirt, right? So you would take out the shirt in the middle, of course, but so Cinco de Mayo and then funny Cinco de Mayo, right? Let's say you have 2 long tail keywords in your listing. That right there is driving double the traffic and getting more exposure on your design, okay, on your product. And if you do that correctly and you make a solid design, you're gonna make a ton of sales. And it doesn't have to be the best design in the world. Simple text-based designs do sell. So don't overthink this, you can do it. But you have to think about it that way. Not just, I'm gonna go put my design up on Amazon because I know it's the best design. In that case, I would have, took off at the very, very, very beginning, which I kind of did, but I just know I know how to do keywords and how to optimize a listing. But you doing it this way, instead of putting the design first, you put the keyword research and the niche research and who you're targeting, put all that first, and then you create the design next. Also, to a little bit of a bonus tip, you can also build like an audience too as well, like a Facebook group, Instagram page, or whatever it is, and just drive traffic. You know what I mean? There's one way that you can drive traffic if you don't have access to AMS. You can literally build an audience and then just create content for them and be funny memes or whatever the heck it is that you're doing. But understand the audience and create an engaging Facebook group or an Instagram fan page or a Reddit group or whatever, Facebook group, whatever it is. And you can just drive traffic by, posting your shirt design or whatever the heck it is by just doing that. And that's so powerful right there, right? Because you're not relying on Amazon's traffic, you're driving your own traffic. And then later on, if you want to create like a Shopify, your own website or whatever it is, a Wix site or whatever, you can take that audience and you have access to all that. And that's how you build the brand. It's so powerful, okay? So there's multiple ways you can do this. There's not just one way, okay? So if you understand that, you can do whatever the heck you want. Let's get into the computer. Let me get into the whiteboard and show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I got my handy dandy whiteboard. So this is what we're gonna do. We are going to, let's say, the search phrase, let's just do, we got customer K, which is for Karen. We got customer G for George. We got customer Larry over here, L, and we got Tom, right, over on MySpace. And then we got, let's say we got John, okay. Ooh, okay, and let me see if I can do a little t-shirt. Okay, I'm trying to make this a t-shirt, right? Boom, boom. Oh God. Oh, you guys see why I don't just I outsource? Okay, that's the T-shirt right there. Okay, and then this is like my Cinco de Mayo design. Okay, this is for an example. Okay, and let's say John comes over here, right? He comes over to Amazon.com, and then he comes over here into the search bar. Okay, this is the search bar, and types in Cinco de Mayo. Oh God. And then he types in shirt. Okay. This is our product right here. Okay. And we have the design. It's a funny design, right? Let's say it just, I don't know, something funny about Cinco de Mayo, right? And John types that into the search bar, and then he ends up liking this shirt. And then what he does is he goes to checkout, and then he makes the purchase. Okay. And in return, the algorithm is like, whoa. Okay, the algorithm's saying, the algorithm on the back end is like a customer search for Cinco de Mayo shirt. That's one, you know what I mean? One up or something like that, right? That's one sell with this keyword phrase. Okay. And then we got Tom, and he does the same exact thing, right? And then I'm marking as a tally. Then I got another tally, right? Does the same thing. So we got 2 sales so far. 1, 2, okay? And then we got Larry over here. He does the same thing. We got another tally, right? He buys the same shirt. They like this design. And then we got George. Just say George. And then he comes over here. And then we got another sale by them typing in that keyword phrase. And then we got, of course, Karen. She buys the shirt and she leaves a 1-star review, right? So we got 5 sales, but she left a 1-star review because she complained that the size was a little bit too snug. She wears a medium, but it fit like a small, right? So she left us a 1-star review. That 1-star review is still, you know, it's a transactional, and it's telling the algorithm like this shirt is converting for Cinco de Mayo shirt. Okay. And this is how important it is to have a solid listing with good keywords, because now it's telling the algorithm organically, like, people love this shirt. People love it. They love this shirt. Okay. So organically, every time a customer, let's say we have another 20 customers that come into Amazon, right? They're going to basically, when they type this in, Amazon's going to feed this shirt to all 20 of them organically. And let's say 10% buy, it's another 2 sales, right? Boom, boom. And that's what exactly happens when you have solid keywords in your listing. And this is how important it is. Okay? So important. And I enjoy breaking these type of videos down, because this is how you get started, and this is how you make sales. And let's say you have it at the shirt price. So we got 7 sales, right? And let's say we're at $19.99 for the shirt, right? We got 7 sales. We got a $35. Oh God, somebody help me. Okay, we got a 30. Okay, there we go. We got a $35 because sold 7 times and we get $5 royalty. We got a $35 royalty, right? Boom, right? And literally by us doing that, it's going to, once it starts ranking organically and it gets a sales volume, and let's say that's Cinco de Mayo, the sales volume for this thing right now. Let's say we're designing for it right now. Let's say we're in March designing for this. It's only getting like 100 views right now, but with the sales that we have generated, 100 views for this search phrase Cinco de Mayo. But then we get into April, it goes to, let's say it goes to 1,000, okay? Right? Now we got 1,000 views, right? And then next thing you know, that turns into what? Let's say this turns into, let me do that again. Let's say this turns into another, let's say, getting 1,000 views from that search term, but only 60 people click on the listing, right? Okay. When 60 people click on the listing, and let's say another 10% convert, that's another 6 sales, right? Okay, so we add another 6 sales to the 7, which is 13. So we have 13 sales, right? Now we're getting closer and closer to the front page with Cinco de Mayo. Now we're probably ranking, let's say we're ranking number 10, right? We're ranking 10th right, for Cinco de Mayo, the search phrase. And then whatever we decide to do, let's say we want to run some AMS, or we want to get some, Instagram shout outs or whatever it is, and we want to try to drive more traffic to it, right? Amazon's going to see that and reward you, and you're going to get closer to number one. Okay, if you get the closer you get to number one, the more sales you're going to make, right? It's literally that simple. Okay, so it's important that you understand, and I'll make another video on about how to create a Cinco de Mayo listing to optimize, so you can optimize it. Probably be one of the next videos I make, but this is how important it is. Okay, so make sure you guys watch my next video up here. Enjoy this right here. Thank you very much, and give it a video a thumbs up.